All right, class. So today is November the 1st, Monday, November the 1st. Okay. This is a full week, but next week we're out Thursday and Friday. Then the following week we have a full week, and then after that we have our Thanksgiving break at the end. All right. So we have a lot of it's 5 week month, but we got one of those weeks out. So it's a pretty good month. Okay. Please make sure that you put your name on your paper, first and last, in your packet. The work that's due this week, as usual, we have our warm up. Okay. We have our homework. We'll have a quiz at the end of the week. Okay. Depending on how far we get, I don't want to cut it off. Depending on how far we get this week as to what will be on our quiz. We're going to work on our Delta math. And we're starting our I-Ready back up again. The I-Ready is due at the end of the month. It's November the 29th. That's after we come back from our break. The resources that you have, of course, we got our Canvas page. We have our daily videos. We have tutoring this week, virtual tutoring. I don't think anybody in this class is taking advantage of it yet, but it is Thursday. Wait a minute, not Thursday. Which day am I going to be able to do this Thursday? I think I have an appointment. I don't want to do, one of the other days I have is Tuesday and Friday. So either or, Tuesday or Friday. I'll put or. Okay. We can do two. Let's do 2:40. Okay.
Tuesday?
Yes. Today, we're going to do our warm-up today. I need you to finish. We didn't get to start the quiz Friday, so please make sure that you do that. After which, well, I got a couple notes that I want to do before then. And then I want to do the quiz. Okay. Your homework is already labeled as Monday. All right. Okay. Let's go to the warm-up. We're going to make the warm-up very short because we have a quiz today. So we're not going to do all of it. Okay. We're going to mark out number 1. Number 2, we solve for y. What do we do to solve for y? How do we get... Go ahead, baby. Very good. Very good. Guys, come on. I'm going to separate you. When you subtract 3x on both sides, this is gone, and we have 5y is equal to... You can't combine these terms, so bring them both down. Doesn't matter which one you write first. As long as you take the sign in front of it with it. This is a positive 10, so it needs to be a plus 10 in front of it. Last thing that we do to isolate the variable y, what are we going to do? Yes. Divide everything by 5. So when you divide everything by 5 here, this is going to give us y is equal to, we got negative 3 over 5x, and then we have plus 2. Okay. This is a linear equation. It is linear. What's our slope in this problem? What's our m? Negative 3 over 5. And what's our y-intercept or our starting amount?
2.
The positive 2. Okay. All right. It says solve the equation, and you're plugging in your x values. So really what they want you to write is all of the range or the y values. So when we substitute this first. This x value here is -4. We put it in place of x and then solve. For some, it might be easier to just solve for y. Okay. And when you solve for y, you move the x to this side. This gives us 5y is equal to -5x plus 8. Is it 4? Where's the y? Right here. So now you're going to divide everything by what? 4. And so then that gives us y is equal to what?
-5x over 4 plus 2.
Okay. So now we want to find all of our y values by substituting these in as x. So let's substitute this first one in. Okay, so when we multiply, this is gone here. The 4 cancels out because we multiply straight across. This is going to give us 20 over 4. What's 20 over 4?
5.
That's going to be 20 over 4 is 5. And what's 5 plus 2?
7.
So this is going to equal to 7. So we did this one. So now let's do 1. Y is equal to -5 over 4 times, what's that, -1? -1, then plus 2. Okay, a negative times a negative is a positive. So this is going to give me a positive 5 over 4 plus 2. What's 5 over 4? If I change that to an improper fraction, what is that? That's 1 and what? 4 goes into 1 and what?
1 4.
1 and 1/4. So what's 1 and 1/4 plus 2?
3 and 1 4.
3 and 1/4. Okay. 0. If I substitute 0 here, that's going to make this 0. What's 0 plus 2?
2.
This is going to be 2. Okay. Let's do the next one. I got 5 over, bless you, -5 over 4 times, we already did this one, times 2. This is 10 over 2, right? What's 10 over 2? Well, -10, I'm sorry. -10, because it's a negative here. -10 over 2. How many times will 2 go into 10?
5.
We'll go in 5 times. And how many remaining after that? Remember? Some of you might have to see it. 2 goes into 10. You said 5 there. Is it 10 over? No, it's 10 over 4. How many times will 10 go into 4? Sorry. 2 times. And how many remaining after that?
2.
That gives us 2. So it's 2 over what?
4.
4. So which it's going to be 4 and 1/2. Okay. All right, and we'll stop there because I'm almost out of space. We'll just mark the other one out. All right, here it says solve. You're solving for x, so you're going to move the x's to the same side. Which one do you want to move? The -4x or the positive 3x?
Positive 3x.
Okay. Positive, how do you move let's move the -4x so we can add. So let's add 4x to both sides. This is gone. We're left with 3 is equal to 7x plus 17. Now what do we do? Minus 17. We subtract 17. What does that give us here? A negative what?
14.
Negative 14. 7x. Now what do you do?
Divide by 7.
Divide by 7. What's the value of x going to be here?
-2.
-2. Okay. This one right here, Because look, if I can put this in y equals mx plus b form, which I can, it's linear. I can look at this and tell that this is linear. What is the slope in the y-intercept? What's m here, and then what's b? You got a question, baby?
No.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
M is 3, B is 2.
Very good. Okay. All right, take out your interactive notebook. This is page 8. What you need, baby? You want me to pause real quickly? B is. Uh-huh. Go ahead. This is page 8. Mm-hmm. Q2, page 8. Okay, writing linear equations in standard form. Writing linear equations in standard form. Okay, so standard form for linear equations is another way that equations look. This is how these equations look. You have your x term is first, plus or minus, your y term is second, and then the number that has no variable attached to it is on the side by itself. Okay, A, B, and C are numbers. A, B, and C are numbers, okay? Now, A is the only number that cannot be a negative or a fraction. In order to be, which means decimal also, okay? It has to be a whole number. Can't be fraction or decimal. B and C can be fractions and decimals. But A, if it's in standard form, it cannot be a fraction or a decimal. It might be in the right order, but if your A is a negative number or a fraction, it's not in standard form. It's just in the right order, but it's not standard form if this first number is a negative or a fraction. All right, so let's do some examples. We're just going to identify if it's standard form or not first, and then we'll start writing them in standard form if they're not. All right, so number 1, is this in standard form? Yes or no? No, this is not in standard form. What form is this in? Slope-intercept form. Okay. 2. I'm going to go ahead and write 2, 3, and 4 and see if you can get these, okay? Write what form you think this is, if it's in any form at all. All right, so Number 2, is number 2 in standard form? Yes or no? This is in standard form, okay? It is in the correct order. Okay, A is not a negative or a fraction. So this is in standard form. Is number 3 in standard form? Yes or no?
No.
No, this is not in standard form. Okay. Number 4, yes or no? Yes, this is in standard form. Okay. So now we're going to start writing equations in standard form. Yes, babe.
How can you tell like it's in order?
Because you got X and Y. Yeah, X and Y on this side and the number that's by itself on the other side. It's the same as, I can rewrite it the other way. This plus this, it's the same thing.
Oh, so you like you can't be like 3 plus like 2x or something on one side.
Right, because then the X term and the Y term need to be on the same side. Yes. You're after this. Okay. All right, so now let's start writing it in standard form. If the equation is y is equal to 2x plus 5, to write it in standard form, you need to move the 2x to the other side along with the y. How do I move a 2x to the other side? I subtract 2x on both sides. So now this is going to give me a negative 2x plus y is equal to 5. It's in the right order, but is it in standard form?
No.
Why?
Because it's negative.
Because the x is negative. So in order to get rid of the negative, you're going to multiply or divide everything by a negative. So I'm going to divide everything by a negative. Or I could have multiplied everything by negative, either way, okay? So when I multiply or divide this by a negative, what's a negative divided by a negative?
Positive.
That's going to make this a positive 2x. What's a positive divided by a negative?
Negative.
That's going to make this a negative y. And what's 5 divided by a negative 1?
Negative 5.
And now this is written in standard form. And it doesn't change the equation because whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. If I was to write this back in slope-intercept form, I'm going to get the same answer. Any questions about that one? Yes, baby.
I see. Like, it would be the same thing if you said 2x plus negative y equals the negative y.
It will be the same if I say what? Say again.
2x plus negative y.
It's the same thing. Yes. Yes, sweetheart. You would N. All right, let's do another one. Let's suppose that I have 3 over 4x plus 12y is equal to 3. All right. So now, look, it's in the right order, but is this in standard form? No, it's not in standard form. Why? Because it's a fraction. So now we have to get rid of the 4 that makes it a fraction. Not the 3, but the 4. So you're going to multiply because this is division. The only way to get rid of a 4 that's being divided is to multiply everything by 4. So I'm going to multiply this by 4, multiply this by 4, and I'll multiply this by 4. Multiply everything by 4 to get rid of the 4. So when I multiply this by 4, I'm left with 3x. What's 12 times 4?
48.
Okay. And what's 3 times 4?
12.
Okay, and this is going to be my answer now in standard form. Okay, any questions about that? Are y'all okay with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'll pause for the calls. Page 9, you need one? All right, y'all. Here we go. Q2. Graphing linear equations. Graphing linear equations. Yes, baby? You need one? Could you pass this back? All right. When you are graphing linear equations, let's do our steps. Your first step is your equation must be written in slope-intercept form. Right? Equation in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Excuse me. That's the first step. Number 2, label M and B, label the slope and y-intercept. Excuse me, sorry. What's the letter for slope?
M.
The letter for slope is M. And the letter for y-intercept is what? B. Okay. All right, so first, you write equation in, sorry, y'all, slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. 2, label your slope and your y-intercept. The letter for slope is M. The letter for y-intercept is B. All right. Third, you are going to find B. You're going to plot B on the y-axis. So you're going to plot whatever the number B is, y-intercept, on the y-axis. That's your starting point. And use the slope to put other points on the line. Of course, lastly, you're just going to connect the points. Connect the points and extend the line. That means put arrows at the end of the line. So that way you know, even though your point stop, you should know that your line would continue on forever. I'll pause for the calls, okay? Okay, so let's look at this example, okay? All right, so number 1, let me try to zoom in as much as I can. Yes, babe. All right, first thing is to make sure that the equation is written in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. And all of these equations are, okay? So you don't have to worry about that part. The second step is to label your m and your b. What's your m here? And then what's your b? Very good. What kind of one?
Negative 1.
Okay. So here I'm going to put, this is my rise. This is my run. Okay. So now, watch Miss Reyes do this, please. so you don't get lost. The third thing I told you to do is plot the y-intercept on the y-axis. So you're going to find -1 on the y-axis and put a point there. This is your y-intercept. You're going to use your rise over run to put points on the line. So from this point, how far am I going to go up? What's my rise?
1.
I go up 1, and how far do I run to the right? And how do I know I go to the right? Because
it's positive.
Because it's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to, I continue in this pattern. I go up and I go over 4, but I'm out of space. Okay. So now if I want points to go in the opposite direction, watch Miss Reyes. Instead of going, do this in reverse, because negative and negative is going to be a positive. Okay. So even if this was negative, negative, it's still going to be positive. So go backwards. This is down 1 and to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 1 and to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to put points in the opposite direction, do the reverse. And connect your line. And what did I say to do? Put arrows on the end. Peyton, you okay with that? Raise your hand if you're still writing. Okay. Elijah, let me know when you're done. Make sure you keep your mask on. Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. Elijah, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's label our M and our B. Remember, these are already written in slope-intercept form. What's my M in this equation right here? What's -1? How do I write -1 as a fraction? I just put it over 1. The top number is my rise. The bottom number is my what?
Run.
What's my B in this problem?
2.
2. Are y'all good so far? Guys, are y'all good over there?
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, so now what do I do?
Find your
Plot your y-intercept.
Plot your y-intercept. So we're going to find 2 on the y-axis. Positive 2 on the y-axis is right here. So now I use rise over run to put points on the line. So I start here. That's my starting amount. It says rise -1. What does that mean?
Go down.
Down 1. And then run +1. That's to the what? Right 1. So that's down 1, right 1 until you run out of space. Down 1, right 1. 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 What would be backwards? Up 1, left 1. 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 And notice how the slope is negative. This is a negative slope.
Yes.
The other one, this number was positive. This was a what?
Positive slope.
Positive slope. Your homework is just like this. That's why I wanted to go over it.
Okay.
So fold this and put this in your notebook. So we'll finish this tomorrow. Any questions?
No.
All right. Did everybody get that copy before I just moved it? Anybody still copying? All right, take out your laptop and let's work on our quiz. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video.